Hey everybody, Jeremy here. Today we're talking about the new release of Rescuezilla. Version 2.4 has been released and you can now grab it from rescuezilla.com. The download link will take you to the download page. You can grab the ISO from here or the path to the ISO. So you do a copy link, and then you can go into your Proxmox and download from URL. Now, if you're using VirtualBox or VMware, something like that, you can just click the link, download it to your local machine, and you're off to the races. Now, I've already got this downloaded, so we're going to jump over to Proxmox. All right, so I've got an existing VM and I've selected the ISO image. We're going to make sure that the boot order is set to what we want. So generally I like just taking and dragging the optical drive up to the top, and we'll say OK to that. Come to the console and we'll go ahead and start this up. And everything looks pretty much the same. The big changes were under the hood, and we'll go back to the website in a few minutes once we get into the backup process. But while this is getting set up, now is a great time to ask if you would take a moment and like and subscribe to this video so that I can keep bringing you some great content. All right. So we are going to back up. I'm going to select the virtual hard drive. Both partitions are selected. And we're going to do shared over network. Now, in previous videos, we have covered in depth doing a Samba share or CIFS or Windows file sharing, however you want to refer to it. Today, we're going to take a look at SSH. So, for the sake of argument for this demo, we're going to just back up to our Proxmox backup server. And this is still got a glitch, apparently. So network path, we're going to say root. Identity file, we're going to leave that blank, and you're supposed to be able to specify a custom port number, and it does not appear that that's working. Thankfully, my server is on port 22 for SSH. We're going to say next. Okay. This is my first time trying this, so we'll see what we can do here. So we want to go to okay, so we've got a Rescuezilla directory in our under root. We'll come back. Don't need to specify an identity file. Okay. So root at Well, backup dash O, SSH command. Well, I know that's the correct password. All right. So that's an error I'll have to continue digging into. Still don't have a field for port number. And I wonder if that's a resolution issue. Let's try this. Let's minimize that and we'll play a minute. Okay, so let's try resolution 1440 by 900. Okay, so far so good. And we still don't have a port number field. All right. Well, I guess the developer still has some work to do. I was really hoping that was going to be fixed. It may just not like having the root user plugged in here, which is fine. I'll have to play with this some more. So we'll go back to what we've normally done. Okay. All right, that's fine. That's fine. We're going to browse. We're going to go to test one. And we're going to make a new directory. We're going to say demo. All right. And then we are going to go ahead and next. And next again. Okay, so one of the changes is that they've got bzip2 compression. So we're going to, for the sake of argument, we're going to go down to 2. So we're getting less compression, but it's going to speed things up. Now, you may want to play with these settings and choose the best settings for your environment. So while this is doing its thing, let's go back over to the download page. And we will jump over to help and go to the support forum. And already we've got 2.4 problems. Did a backup with 2.4, ran okay. Tried to verify the backup, got the error verifying image. Using 2.3.1, got no problems with backup, verify, and restore. Problem occurred on 2 different laptops. Let's see what we've got here. Error verifying image, traceback, blah, blah, blah. Key error is partition. Interesting. So I would expect we're probably going to see a 2.4.1 in the next few weeks. um, but we are seeing a few errors. Okay. So there's a resolution problem and related to upgrading the underlying OS to 2204. And it does look like, in fact, we'll have 241 hopefully this weekend to fix the issue. And so we seem to be on top of things for the developer on this one. So let's see where we're at. We've got a few minutes left to go. So I guess we can come back here. While we're waiting. And let's see if so. Keep in mind that this does work with images captured by fog or really anything else. It's pretty flexible in that way. So what I want to see is the list of new features. So they upgraded it to Ubuntu Jammy. They updated the version of Part Clone that's underneath. It was recompiled from source. So the latest version is available. This is supposed to take care of the issues with ButterFS or BetterFS, depending on which side of the fence you fall on for pronunciation. And a lot of there were a lot of little tweaks that were made. Um, so maybe if we jump back, let's look at GitHub. So go to GitHub, Rescuezilla. Wish I could find the. Okay. Um. Okay. Version 2.4. All right. This is our list of changes. Latest version of part clone from source code. Removed old part clone. Fix execution of Clonezilla EFI NVRAM script to better handle reboot on EFI systems. Switch Firefox from a snap to using the Mozilla PPA repository. Added the ability to compress images using bzip2 algorithms, so we saw that. Move post completion action to in progress page. Added ability to set custom SSH port. That I'm still having issues with, and then there are more translations. So I want to try this on physical hardware, and I may have the opportunity to do that when I'm at work later today. And just I want to see if I can reproduce the error with not being able to see the field for the custom SSH port on real hardware versus in this VM environment that I'm running here. So those are the changes. If we come back, there's already a rolling release from 8.7. And we'll see, looks like that's the same as the 2.4 release currently. So nothing really to see there or to test there at the moment. So hopefully this weekend we will see the 2.4.1 release, and then we'll hopefully be on the road to 2.5, which will hopefully come by or before the beginning of 2023. You know, when it comes to a project like this, when there's really one main developer, I'm okay with a 6-month span between releases. And I think this is a project that is very well worth supporting. Something to keep in mind. All right, so let's come back here. Okay, and we've got the success screen. Come back to the main. And so again, verifying the image is one that I think we've looked at before, but just for the sake of argument, we will take a look at this demo. And okay. That's the one we want to verify. And so you just have to wait for it to go through its process and verify the image. But as you can see, this is working. And with the caveats that I've mentioned, you know, if it's workable for your environment, go ahead and upgrade to the 2.4 version. If you're a little more conservative on switching to new versions, maybe wait for the 2.4.1. For what I'm doing specifically, I'm putting the 2.4 ISO on my thumb drive, and it will work for what I need to do, because in my day job the backup is going to go to a Windows server. So I do love the flexibility that Rescuezilla provides. If I weren't using this, I would be doubling down back to Clonezilla, which, you know, despite the text-based interface, I can get around in it and it's usable. I'm also an army of one when it comes to the IT work that gets done. And so I don't really have to put a lot of thought process into usability. If I can make it work, that's what matters when it comes down to brass tacks. So we are just about to the verification, end of the verification process, and then we'll wrap this up. All right, operation took 2 minutes. Granted, that was only for 32 gigabyte partition, or virtual hard drive to be more specific, and 1 gigabit network. And is worth keeping in mind if you have faster storage on the receiving end. It will go a little faster. If you have a 2.5, 5, or 10 gigabit network, it will go a little faster. The bottleneck is going to be the speed of the drives in the storage location when you get into the higher speed networks. So we can go ahead and say next. And we can close this down and shut down the system. And I'm not going to go through the demo of restoring. I have tested it. It does work. It works the same way that previous versions have worked. And so, you know, it's there, and it's solid from my testing. So that was really what I wanted to show today. And hopefully you will find yourselves a little bit more informed about the new version of Rescuezilla 2.4. I will be keeping an eye and watching for the 2.4.1 release, and I will make every attempt to drop a note on the community page of my channel when that is available. Thank you all for watching. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe if you're not already. I have discovered that only about 10% of my viewers are subscribed. Share this video with a friend or colleague that may find it useful. Stay safe out there. Happy computing, and have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.